Hey everyone! So it's Shay here, and it is a gorgeous morning. The sunlight is filtering in, and despite my constant gender confusion and anxiety, I'm in a really good mood, especially because I just spent the weekends camping with lovely, gorgeous trannies, and it was one of the most amazing experiences of my life, and that should be a video log all on its own. But I wanted to talk today about something which I've been thinking a lot about in the past few months, but more especially this weekend um, when I was on a transmasculine camping trip. And that is that I'm thinking about taking tea, or at least looking into taking tea, or talking to people about taking tea, or just starting it to become more of something which is a tangible idea. Um, Especially because I feel that if I were to take testosterone, my reasons for wanting or desiring tea are a little bit different, or perhaps a bit more atypical than a lot of people on the trans masculine spectrum, which is that my identity, which doesn't exist, um, is the closest thing that I would have for it is genderqueer. And my genderqueer identity um, basically, most primarily comes from a non identification with male or female. So I feel that taking testosterone would move me away from female, but not necessarily towards male. I feel that taking testosterone would queer my body in a way that would uh, better match my genderqueer identity. Um, and I think it's something that I would maybe want to take for a short amount of time to get a few changes and then possibly stopping. I'm not in a place where I ever want to be read 100% as male. I don't want to necessarily pass as male. I don't want to be a man. I don't want to exist in society as a man. But I also don't want to exist in society as a female, which is weird, and I don't exactly understand how I'm supposed to play that out or express that, but I want to explore, which is why I think that hormones would help me come closer to understanding and realizing that. And all of the and while I don't necessarily feel that I want chest surgery or a hysterectomy or other parts of being that sometimes come along with being trans, I've been researching the effects of testosterone, and they all sound really appealing. And they're definitely not anything that I would be opposed to. Things like having body hair. I've been growing out my body hair, and I'm really in love with it. I've got these awesome furry legs and these furry arms and a little treasure trail, and I'm just I just want more. Like more would be cool. Maybe a little bit of scruff on my face. Definitely change in fat distribution. I would love to have a more masculine frame. I would love for my hips to slim out just a little bit. I would like to be able to build muscle mass, which is something I've been trying to do and can't really do right now. Monthly cycle. I would be really curious about the changes in emotional and mental shifts. And one thing that I think would be really nice would be to have a deeper voice. Um, I know that no one ever really likes their voice, like when you hear it recorded back to you, but for me, it's always felt very jarring, and I feel like this is not at all, or has never been, the voice that should be coming out of my body. And I'm hoping that if I take tea even for a little bit, I can try and explore my body in this new way and hopefully um, feel comfortable in it. Um, More so. So that's what I've been thinking about, and it's kind of been consuming a lot of my time. I don't know. I don't really know who to talk to about this stuff. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine last night, and um, well, both of us, well, we know two people who have taken testosterone and since stopped, and their journeys are totally different from each other and personal and relate to them and their body and their gender and stuff. But one thing that he was saying was that my friend, saying that he felt that this was a waste because there are other people, other trans guys who spend months and months and years on waiting lists waiting to get testosterone, who need it, who would be on it for the rest of their lives, and for someone to access those resources and then to stop using them is a waste. And the other thing that he said was that I said that I was thinking about it, and he said that he doesn't think that it would be a good idea for me because it would be a mistake and that I would stop using it. Which, I mean, that's his opinion of me, which is not mine and is not necessarily the true one. And like, I appreciate what he says, but I don't necessarily agree. I feel that identity, you should accept the fact that identities can be these fluid, shifting, beautiful, magical things that you can't necessarily grasp onto, and that to take testosterone for a period of time and then to stop taking it doesn't make any of those periods more legitimate. And it's difficult because, especially when I'm hanging out with trans guys, even if it's not said, I still feel this sort of kind of trinier than thou hierarchy. And it's difficult to have these expressions, and it's difficult for me to talk about fluidity because I feel that it's not valid. And a lot of the times I'm really jealous of people who identify as trans, who know somewhere deep inside of them exactly who they are, who know that they want hormones, who know that they want surgery, who know that they want to identify, be read, and pass as male. I wish that I had that sort of certainty. There's such a wide spectrum of identities and expressions and feelings, and it's difficult for me to situate myself. Yeah, my identity is very fluid, and it's difficult to grasp onto. But I think that's okay for right now, and I'm more or less okay with where I'm at. I really want to keep exploring, and yeah, I guess what I wanted to say is if anyone's watching this video, if there are any other people out there who have thought about hormones, who don't necessarily identify as trans, I guess I'm asking for genderqueer people on hormones and what you think about it and what it means to you, or any sort of feedback.
Why is it so lonely in between boy and a girl? They're so glued down in this world.